Okay, that's where Colossae is. So we need to think about a church where often women were abused, where mothers weren't valued always. A place where the wealthier you were, the more important you were, and the more you were noticed. And if you weren't, you were pretty abused. It was a place where everybody tried to make the best of themselves, and it was on their own heads if they didn't make it. In other words, Colossae a couple of thousand years ago wasn't too different from Britain today. So what Paul has to say, actually, although it was written a long time ago, actually has a lot to say to us here and now. Well, today being Mothering Sunday, we're going to be thinking not just about mothers, important though they are. If we didn't have mothers, we wouldn't be here. So they are vital. But I want us to spread it out a little more widely. For those of us who aren't mothers, for those who are guys and so therefore will never be mothers in that sense, and for those of us who are too young to be mums. So, okay, this is for all of us. I don't know about you, but I'm really thrilled to see the back of the snow. Sorry guys, just get a bit fed up with it. And it's lovely to see all the spring flowers beginning to come through. The daffodils in my garden are nodding their heads, and the crocuses are doing their stuff, and other things are beginning to burst and to blossom, and it's great. But there's a real problem with spring, and that is that the sun sometimes, although not today, shines. And when the sun shines, it kind of shows up all the cobwebs that ought to have gone, all the dust that ought to have been removed. And for me, my real bête noire, smeary windows. So one of the jobs I've got to do this week is to get up and clean them. In other words, springtime is a good time to have a good think and a bit of a clear out. So that's what we're going to be thinking about this morning. So I wonder what your wardrobe looks like. I wonder if it's stuffed full of things. I wonder if there's anything that you've ever thrown away. Or it's a bit like that advert on television where you open the door and tons of stuff comes piling out. Most of it certainly not worthy of putting on Vinted or whatever the app is. Okay, so spring is a time for reflection and looking at ourselves. Okay, and that's not just for mums, it's for dads and in fact for all of us as well. So, and that's what Paul's talking about. He's talking about the different clothes that we wear. And that's really important because, as I said earlier, today is Mothering Sunday. So it's a day when we think not just about mums, but we think about the role of all of us as Christians. And so what kind of people are we? What does the world notice? What do we see in ourselves? And what needs clearing out of our wardrobe? I wonder. Well, I brought a few things, that some of which definitely need clearing out of my wardrobe, but we'll wait and see. So I need some help, please. I need some models. Come on, girls. And anybody else want to be a model? Come on. Come on, out you come. Right, you have a choice. Brownies, because you've made a big effort to be here, first pick whichever top you want, all right? Just help yourself, okay? Just help yourself and put it on. Right, okay, we've got... Good, right. Okay, pop it on, right, okay, have a choice. Tell you what, this is a bit more... No, this one's a bit more masculine.
Oh, there we go.
So this one, you might need to take your coat off.
Here, Liam.
All right.
I'll whack my coat.
Ooh.
What did you say?
It says peacemaking, that's you.
Oh, sorry, there we are. Okay, Liam, all right. Right, we need 1 or 2 more models, please. How about going, that's a nice pretty one. Here we are. You might need to take your jacket off first. Can we have some more models? We need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Does age no bar?
Oh, we'll go on then.
Right, choose. Great, okay. Right, choose that's it.
I have the card here.
Right.
See what I am. Oh, yeah.
No, don't worry, there we are.
No, you don't. That one.
Can we have one more? One more model.
Anyone?
Come on, let's have one of the brownie guiders. Come on, out you come. There we are. There we go. Right, okay, now then, would you like to make a line along there? There we go.
There we go.
And would you like to face the congregation? Right, well, we've got an assortment here, haven't we? Some more fashionable than others, some very definitely last year's fashion or the year before, or probably a couple of decades ago actually, but there you go. Right, now then, let's find out why they're here. Okay guys, would you all like to turn round? I think we just need to, there we are. Can you just put your shoulders back just for a moment? There we go. All right. Okay, so we've got some different things on the other side. What do you think about those? Now then. What have we got here? We've got selfishness. We've got humility. Okay, we've got compassion. And we've got some peacemaking going on down here. We've got some bullying here and some resentment. And then we've got kindness. And we've got anger. And we've got forgiveness. Now, I suspect that between us, those are all clothes that we might wear at some time. Yeah? Okay, forget the look, but just think about the words. I think they're probably all things that, sometimes we find it hard to forgive. Sometimes we all get angry. Sometimes we might be kind, but sometimes we might be resentful. Bullying comes in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes we might be guilty of that. But sometimes we might find ourselves being peacemakers. Sometimes we might even have compassion. We might be humble, although if you think you're humble, remember a certain president who thinks he's ever so humble. Well, enough said. Okay, or what's the last one? We have got, you might be selfish. Right, hands up. Anybody who thinks they've never done any of those things. No, you see, all of us, one way or another, one time or another. Okay, guys, right, you can take your garments off now. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Right. So let's think a bit more about those things. I suspect that most of our wardrobes need a bit of decluttering. That doesn't mean to say that the things that we don't like or yesterday's things get pushed to the back of the wardrobe to be brought out again in future. That's very easy for that to happen. We like to forget about things and just push them to the back, but actually something rather more than that is needed. I mean, what about anger? Yes, anger is sometimes right. If we see a total injustice, it's right to be angry, but most of our anger is we get really cross at things when we don't get our own way. And that's not right. That's something that we need to get rid of. It's easy to find somebody says something to us that we don't like or we get upset over, and we want to get our own back at them, and resentment builds up and builds up. But the only person we end up hurting is not them, but ourselves. And then what about bullying? Okay, there's lots about bullying on social media, but actually bullying is anyone exercising power over somebody else to upset or hurt another person. That can be bullying. And selfishness, I guess all of us are guilty of that, of thinking of ourselves more than somebody else. Mums, dads, all of us can be guilty of those things sometimes. And a family that is totally caught up in anger and resentment and is bullying and selfish is not a happy family. And we see the evidence around that around us in our society. But Paul says, no, it's not about those things. And in the reading which Izzy read for us, he talked about a new wardrobe. A wardrobe where we put on care for other people. Okay, that's really what compassion is about. It's about us putting ourselves in somebody else's place and beginning to look at their life through their eyes. So rather than criticizing things that they do or say or think, actually being alongside them and walking with them, caring for them. It's about kindness. And that's not just thinking about what other people need. It's also walking alongside somebody who is hurting. It's being prepared not just to do all the talking, but sometimes just to listen. And it's valuing other people as they are. It's about forgiveness, and this can be really difficult sometimes. If we are continually hurt or bullied by somebody, it can be really hard to forgive them. But if we don't, then we're the person who gets hurt. And there are loads of people around us who are ill and depressed and feel really bad about themselves, often because they cannot forgive somebody else. It's about being a peacemaker, about caring, and about not stirring up trouble, but trying to bring people together in peace. And it's about humility. Those are the things that Paul says that we must put on. Those are the new clothes that we're to wear. And if we're to make a difference to our families, it's not just mum's responsibility to do all these things. It's all of our responsibility to be these things, no matter how little or how old we are. Think what a difference it would make at school if everybody lived out those things. No more bullying. Everybody was kind. Everybody sought to help one another. Wouldn't it make a difference? The playground would be a much happier place, right? Right. Think about what a difference it would make in our town if everybody exercised these things. Just think what would go. All the hurt, all the pain, all the lots of people having very little and a few people having an awful lot because they will be sharing. Okay, we're called to make a difference. And there's one thing that Paul said we would put on over the top, and that was love. Love is the thing that holds everything together. He wasn't just talking about a sort of sloppy, sentimental sort of love. He was talking about a love that goes out of its way to help people. And of course, we have in Jesus the supreme example of love. In just a few weeks' time, 3 weeks' time in fact, we shall be celebrating Easter, a reminder that Jesus died on the cross out of love. Why? Because all that grotty stuff, all that bullying and resentment and all of that sort of stuff creates a barrier between one another and between us and God. And when we come and say sorry, and we really, really mean it, then we can be forgiven. And Jesus, by dying on the cross, took all that grottiness, all that hurt, all that pain in himself, that we might be forgiven. Jesus put on love and went to the cross for us. That's really important to remember, and that's the best thing for us to take and give to others, knowledge of the love of Jesus. But this morning, let us know that whatever has happened in our past, we are loved by God. Love that is so special. You know, God said, I might love you so much, it's like I have your name tattooed on the palm of my hand, because I love you. And all of our names, if you like, are tattooed on the palm of God's hand. Yes, he's got a mighty big hand. It needs it, doesn't it, for all our names, because he loves us so much. And there's a world out there that doesn't know that, and it's up to us to begin to share it. We need to know that whatever we've done wrong, whenever we've messed up, and all of us mess up at times, that we can be forgiven and start all over again. You see, those grotty clothes don't get stuffed back into the wardrobe. They need to be got rid of, just done away with, taken to the rubbish dump, so that we don't try and wear them again. They're not like vintage things that come round every 20 or 30 years. We get rid of them. And when we're forgiven, we can do just that. And finally, we're precious. That means we're really, really special. We're the most valuable thing that God has for us. He says, way back in the Old Testament, he said through Isaiah, you are precious and honoured in my eyes, and I love you. He said that to his people. You are precious and honoured in my eyes, and I love you. And all of us here today are precious and honoured. And so are the people outside, and they need to know that, because so many feel really bad about themselves. So when you go to Brownies on Wednesday, treat the others as though they are precious and you really care about them. When you go to school tomorrow, do just that, however hard it is, and make sure your teachers know that you care about them too. And for the rest of us, at work, at home, in our road, wherever we are, let's live out this message to people that we meet, that we are loved, forgiven, and precious in God's sight. And now we're going to